Ooh. Hi guys. I know it's gonna be weird, huh? Because I'm so low. No chatty Chad.
No chatty chat.
No chatty Chad. Kelly's already saying something. Oh, my parents are on. That's funny. I just sent you a text, Mom. Caitlin, I see you. Wendy, Chad, Amy, Katie, Nicole. I like it, Nicole. I see you working out, girl. Get it. John, Charlie, MJ, Jesse. I know, no chatty chat is bananas, right? It's actually kind of crazy. I know, so I got to hold it down. But young Emily's on the mic, too. And
the mic is hot.
The mic is hot. We'll end on time, though.
True.
So you guys will be happy. Where's Julian? He'll be stoked. We'll get you to bed on time. We have an amazing guest for you guys. We got Duke in the house.
Hello.
Should I get into it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Since Big Chad is not here, I'm gonna take his kind of opening, and just because it's very important for us always to remember like why we started, and I'm very blessed and honored to have this seat and be on this meeting with you guys. So Chad started the Hopeaholics, and a meeting like the Recover Out Loud is because on 9/11 of 2022, he lost his son-in-law to the fentanyl crisis that's happening. And, God put it on his heart to be the voice for people that can't, It's definitely a disease that is a silent killer a lot of the times. And so I'm fortunate enough to have met the crew, and then now it's, brings me joy to Recover Out Loud and break the stigma. And there's no shame in asking for help, and that help is available, and hope is alive. So with that being said, Duke, this is your time to shine, baby. It's time to get down. Before we start, your clock, do you see it right there in that top?
Okay, yes.
And then, for however long, whatever you're comfortable with.
20 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Duke, and I'm an alcoholic. I'm 52 years old. I got sober when I was 21, and so I've been sober for 30 years. My dad was an alcoholic. I have alcoholism in my family. The doctor basically told my dad he's going to die if he keeps drinking, and he did. And he died when I was 12 of alcoholism. And he told all of his friends, he said, when I die, I don't want you guys to be sad. I want you to have a celebration of my life. And so his friends got this big yacht in the Bay Area, and they had a big party. And that was the first time I got drunk, was when I was 12 years old at my dad's funeral. All I remember is going back to the Oakland airport, and the whole airport just started spinning, and I had to throw up, and I saw this janitor with a trash can, and I ran for his trash can, and the janitor's like, not my bucket, man, not my bucket. I threw up all in his trash can, and he got upset. That was my first time drinking, and that was basically my next few times drinking. The world would spin. I would just start throwing up everywhere, and I pretty much just did not like throwing up everywhere and getting sick, and I didn't think alcohol was that great. And when I was in junior high, we used to smoke a lot of pot. I hated smoking pot. It made me paranoid, made me just like suck more into myself than I already am. So I did not like smoking pot. I did it all the time though, and I hated it. And I just remember people passing the joint around, and I would just think I shouldn't do this. Oh, fuck it. And I'd take a hit, and then I'd be like, fuck, stoned again, you know? And so that was my junior high. In ninth grade, I fell in love with LSD. The first time I did LSD was on Christmas Eve when I was 15 years old. And I thought it was the greatest thing ever. The next day, my mom got me a guitar, and I was like, oh, wow, LSD works. And I fell in love with LSD. I went to a Catholic high school, went to Santa Margarita Catholic High School. And I remember I had all these plans. I'm going to drop LSD in the nuns' coffee. And so I went to go buy 50 hits of LSD at the Grateful Dead concert. And I got arrested by a undercover cop when I was 15 years old. And that was my first time getting arrested. And that put an end to enjoying LSD. Didn't necessarily put an end to LSD, but it was the end of the fun times. And it was after that, I think, maybe sophomore year, I'd always wanted to be in a band. And so like I said, my mom gave me a guitar when I was in ninth grade, and I started this band in sophomore year. And so like on the weekends we would go play these house parties, and I started drinking, and I realized, wow, I'm not throwing up anymore. And it was like, I built this tolerance. And then all of a sudden I just fell in love with alcohol. It was like the best thing that ever happened to me. And for me, when I don't have alcohol in me, I am a very uncomfortable person. And I would spend a lot of time in my head, and I would spend a lot of time thinking, and a lot of my thinking would be about what you're thinking. And then I would start thinking about what you're thinking, I'm thinking. And then I figured out that you think that I think that, and I don't think that, so fuck you. And that's all going on in my head without even talking to you. And so that's just very uncomfortable. I like to compare myself to other people and see how that makes me feel. And it's not good. And I remember when I was a junior in high school, and I met this girl who I thought was like, you know, I thought it was like the perfect girl for me. It was one of those relationships where I thought like the stars had aligned, and the gods said, Duke, this is the girl for you. And that girl in my dreams went out with me for 3 months, and I went out with her for 5 years. So that was very uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable going out with someone who's not going out with you. And for me, I need fast acting pain relief, and that comes in the form of alcohol. And like I said, alcohol for me was the best thing that ever happened to me. It made me feel normal. It made me feel like I could talk to people. It made me stuff away any of the pain I have from dad dying and parents divorced and just whatever, you know, any kind of pain that I have. And just made it go away, made me allowed to just have fun and laugh and hang out. And so for me, there was a long time that alcohol was fun. For me, alcohol was like, it was almost like a medication. It was like my medicine, and it was something that I was just self-medicating, and it made me feel normal. Now I continued to just party in high school. I just had a lot of fun, basically. You know, we'd party every weekend on the summers, like summer after junior year. I remember thinking it was cool that I got drunk every day that summer, and same thing senior year. I went up to Santa Cruz my first year out of high school, and I got my first DUI when I was 19 years old. And they gave me this court card, basically, that I had to have all these signatures for AA meetings that shows that I went to AA meetings. So I went to one AA meeting, and I was 19 years old. I thought it was the worst thing in the world. I thought AA was just a bunch of old bikers that smoke cigarettes. And I was just thinking, this sucks. This is horrible. I'm never coming back again. And it was just awful. I hate AA. I'm 19 years old. I'm having too much fun. And so I just said, screw it. I'm not going to go to AA. I just continued to party. My court date was coming around though. And I had this blank card that was supposed to have like 50 AA meetings on it, and it had none or one. And so I remember getting really nervous, like going, oh no, I got to go to court and I don't have any signatures. So I threw a party at my house and I passed the court card around and everyone just wrote down fake AA meetings. We made them up and we made up streets that don't even cross and whatever. I filled out the whole card and I was super nervous. I gave it to the judge and it worked. I always say it worked for me and it can work for you too. And one of the things that I learned is that the program of recovery doesn't work if you don't want to be here. And it doesn't even work if you want to be here. It only works if you are desperate enough and in enough pain to do the work. That's the only time that it works. It doesn't work just by coming here. It's like you have to be in enough pain to want to do all the stupid stuff that they tell you to do. And so also, I always tell people, like, if you want to quit drinking, you should not, or if you don't want to quit drinking, you shouldn't go to AA or to meetings, because AA will ruin your drinking. And there's nothing worse than, they say, a belly full of booze and a head full of AA, and that's been my experience. So I continued drinking, 19 years old, and I was playing in my band and having fun. And 20, I got it. And then I got my second DUI a few days before I turned 21. And by that time, alcohol was not as fun anymore. It wasn't wacky, crazy, zany. And it basically just wasn't working the same way. And at that time I was like, I think I need to go to AA. That, and the courts once again said you have to go. So I remember thinking, I'm gonna try this AA thing, quit drinking. But I was going through all this drug court stuff before Thanksgiving. I remember thinking I'm gonna quit drinking, but right after the holidays. So during the holidays, I was just hanging out with all my friends and I was drinking with them. But I've been going to AA now and drinking. And so it ruined my drinking, because all I was trying to party with my friends, but I would start talking about AA, and we'd be drinking. And I would tell them, like, oh, I need to get sober. You know, I'm going to go to meetings. I'm going to do 90 meetings in 90 days. I'm going to get a sponsor. And people just be saying, like, dude, can't we just party right now? Like, no one wants to talk about AA. So that's what I'm saying. If you want to keep drinking, you should leave AA, because you're just no fun to party with anymore. Once you start going to AA, you're not going to be that fun to party with. And so I went through the holidays, and I remember, I have this thing, I care what other people think. And I told so many people I was going to quit drinking that I was like, oh man, I'm going to look like an idiot if I don't at least try. I tried to get sober on New Year's Day, and I couldn't. And it took a few days after my last drunk. I was drunk on January 7th, and I was still drunk on January 8th. So I consider January 9th, 1995, my sobriety date. My first day sober, I didn't go to a meeting. And my excuse was, I got my license suspended, so I can't make it to a meeting. And my second day sober, that was my same excuse. My third day sober, I quit smoking cigarettes. And I thought, oh, everyone at those meetings smoke cigarettes. I should probably back off for a little bit. So I don't go to AA my third day or my fourth day. And then my fifth day, my old friends call me up and they're telling me, hey, do you want to come to a house party? So now I'm hanging out at house parties, drinking parties, but I'm drinking a Snapple, but out of a brown paper bag. And I'm finding out very quickly that drinking parties suck when you're not drinking. And especially when the guy's saying the same thing that he's already said like 3 times, only he's like that much closer to your face, like kind of spitting on you, And I'm just realizing that drinking parties suck when you're not drinking. And so I did that for 90 days. I'm hanging out with my drinking friends still and just miserable. And I remember on the 90th day, I was driving my friends to a club, and I have my friend who I grew up with, who was the drummer in my band. And I said, hey, Dave, I think I was being a little dramatic saying that I'm going to quit drinking for the rest of my life. I proved I could quit for 90 days. Like, I think I'm going to drink tonight. And I remember my friend Dave said, like, Duke, you've come so far in these 90 days. Like, look at you. Like, you look better. You're writing all these songs. And he said, he said, you're my only hope that anyone can even get sober. And so I just, I don't know, it was the first time that I heard something like that someone had seen a change just from me sitting down the drink. So I didn't drink that day. And, you know, I'm just going to backtrack a little bit. I was saying that I used to smoke a lot of pot in junior high, and we used to buy the pot off this older kid down the street. And he was like 4 years older. And as I went through high school, I'd watch this guy. He turned into a really bad alcoholic, and I would watch his alcoholism progress and get really bad. And there was one time when we were all partying. This is when I was in high school, when I was drinking, and we were all partying, and everyone was on too much acid out in Wildemar, and we were camping, and someone brought an axe to chop firewood. And this neighbor down the street that I used to buy pot off of that was a really bad alcoholic somehow got a hold of the axe, and he was on too much acid, and he was drunk, and he was walking around. And I just remember he had this evil look in his eyes. And I remember hearing he was walking around with this axe. I was like just sitting by the fire watching him, and I was getting kind of scared. And he had this evil look in his eyes. And I remember hearing him mumble, "I'm going to kill somebody." And I remember just freaking out. Like, when I got to get out of here, he killed my cooler with the axe, and I got the hell out of there. But fast forward to at 90 days sober, I'm about to drink. I don't drink that day. The very next day, randomly, crazy axe guy calls me. And he says, "Hey, Duke, I hear you're looking for work. Do you want to do construction work with me?" So I start working construction with crazy axe guy. And it turns out this guy's 2 years sober in AA. And he starts taking me to AA meetings. And this was like a total God thing. I had nothing to do with any of it. And I remember after one meeting, he was taking me home, and he was telling me about AA, and I saw this love in his eyes, the same love that I see in the program with people who really get this. And I distinctly remember that evil look in his eyes when he was saying, "I'm going to kill somebody." And I remember thinking, if AA can change someone so drastically, there's got to be something to it. So I continued to go. Now, for me, when I was still only 20, I was 21. I was comparing myself to all these older alcoholics. I thought I wasn't as bad as everyone else. So my first year, I was just like, oh, I got to get back on schedule. I got to go to Saddleback. I got to get the girl back. I got to get the band back together. It was all about my plans. Like, I got to fix the outside. So, and I felt like I was too young. I'm not that bad of an alcoholic. And what that meant is I could just like kind of go to meetings, arrive late, leave early. And, during the break, I would just kind of sit with my back against the wall, not connecting to anybody, not talking to anybody. And I remember seeing everyone socializing and talking to everyone, and just feeling like I'm not fitting in, and just in my head, like thinking like, how come no one's talking to me? You know, I was thinking if I were them, I'd totally be talking to me, but they weren't. And so as time went by, all these older guys that I judged them as these really bad alcoholics and really sick. And some of them were so sick, they had to like get a sponsor and do the steps. And I watched these guys. And then as time went by, these guys were getting better. And I remember thinking, I wish I was as sick as that guy, because if I was as sick as that guy, I would have to get a sponsor and do the steps. And you got to be careful for what you wish for. So I was a year sober. I moved up to San Francisco. I wasn't getting plugged in. The girl of my dreams, who I was pretending to be her friend but secretly in love with, was making out with her boyfriend, who wasn't me. I was failing out of school. I wasn't connecting in AA, and I started having these panic attacks, and I thought I was having a heart attack. I got checked into the emergency room, and at that point, I realized I was a year sober, and I was sicker than I ever was. When I first came in, I got worse, and at that point, I said, I don't care. I'm going to do AA the same way that I drank. And that's when like the universe passionately showed me what to do next. And I went to a meeting. I got one of those sponsors that has nothing better to do than go to AA. And I took his advice, and I did the steps, and I went to a meeting every day. I started sharing. I got plugged in. People started talking to me. I realized you got to participate if you want to feel a part of. And I got plugged in and had a spiritual awakening. And like I said, I've been sober for 30 years. It has not, just because you get sober doesn't mean that life is not going to happen. Sooner or later, someone's going to die. Someone's going to leave you. Someone's going to have a car wreck or whatever. Life is going to happen no matter what. And you need to ask yourself, am I going to do the steps now, or am I going to drink when life happens? And so I choose to do the steps. I met my wife in AA. I started a meeting that I've been going to for 28 years. That is just like, it started as a fun young people's meeting. I started when I was like 22 or 23 years old, and now I'm 52. So I've been going to it for a long time. And when my wife moved to Orange County, she heard, don't go to that meeting. There's no recovery there. And this is on Saturday nights. It's called the talk show meeting. And so she just avoided it for like a year. She got plugged into other meetings. But then one night she missed her Saturday meeting. And people said, well, you want to go to talk show? And she said, okay, I guess I'll try it. This meeting that everyone says has no recovery. And she went, and it's like an interview meeting where they interview the alcoholic, and they have like a sidekick and a top 10. It's kind of like a talk show. And so I was doing the interview, and I see this beautiful woman. She's sitting over on the couch over there. And she was the only one laughing at my jokes. And it was just kind of crazy. I just thought, okay, well, this is a really attractive person. I see her, and I met her that night. And then the next day, she got invited to this Sound Bowl event. And randomly, it turns out that the person hosting the Sound Bowl event was hosting it at my house. So we just randomly ran into each other the next day. And then the day after that, we randomly ran into each other at the beach. And it was as if God just said, Duke, this is now your girlfriend. And we have been together for 4 years. I found out that getting into a relationship and sobriety is like pouring Miracle Grow on your character defects. And like if you want to really see how fucked up you are, get into a relationship in sobriety, and you will act in ways that you didn't think you were even capable of acting. And we broke up like 9 times our first year, but we in AA, you have tools to deal with these character defects when they come up, and both of us have chosen to grow, and we make AA our world, and we have an AA household, and we go to a meeting every day, sometimes 2 or 3, and I have 2 boys who they're. Well, I think it's time to wrap it up.
No,
so, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I have 2 boys. Their mother passed away, and today, they tell Christina that they love her. They call her stepmom. She got them into college. She's a professor, and so it is crazy how, like I said, life will not always be perfect just because you're sober. You know, I hear a lot of people say, I'm doing all the right things, but I'm not getting everything that I was promised or whatever. You know, life is not fair. You're not going to get what you want. It's not going to go your way, but the steps help you learn how to love the way it's actually going. And I heard that there's an equation for pain. And like over here, I have the way that I think life should be going, the way I think everyone should be acting. And over here, I have God's reality, the way it's actually going. And the distance between those two is the equation for pain. And the steps is to help me live in God's world. So with that, I will say, don't leave before the miracle. And that's it.
I love it. That's amazing. Congratulations. I mean, 30 years it's wild. It's a long time.
It's crazy. Yeah. It doesn't seem real.
Well, and the fact that you have not only 30 years, but you continuously are working a program. I think that's the key takeaway.
Well, I think that alcoholism is a progressive disease. It gets worse, not better. And alcohol for me isn't the disease. Alcohol was the medication. It's the medicine. And if all you do is set down the medicine, the disease is still growing. You got to replace it. And if it's a progressive disease, I need a progressive recovery. And what that means to me is what I did last year isn't going to work for me this year.
Mm-hmm.
I need to constantly be evolving and growing.
I love that. And you hear it a lot too. I mean, when I first started going to, I was definitely that person where you go to a meeting and sitting in the back and judging everybody and not doing anything, and then wondering like, why am I so miserable? It's like, yeah, it doesn't. All the cliches are for a reason, and they're, I guess, fortunately, they are true. It only works if you work it.
Yeah.
Like really simple.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we open it up, you guys? Jesse is the first one. I know the chat was saying for you to keep going, so they enjoyed it.
What's up, guys?
Hi, Jesse.
Hello.
I didn't know I was the first one. What an amazing story, man. Crazy, crazy. Uh, you you got a lot of wisdom. Um, and yeah, I love what you had said. I relate to a lot of it. Uh, and I wanted to share something that I heard in a meeting just the other day about the tools that AA gives us. And someone had said they're nice, they're tools, but the thing about the AA tools is they're power tools, and you have to be plugged in for them to work. And I really liked that because there's times that I'm not too plugged in, and I try to use those tools that they don't seem to work. Um, I try to keep God close, but sometimes I get in the way of myself getting close to God, and that's when I really need the program. Um, Man, yeah. So I've been going through a lot lately. I haven't been to this meeting in a while. Life got really busy. And then I skipped my usual in-person meeting, and life gets lifey, right? And I like what you said. It reminded me something that Chad said that I stole it from Chad, and I've said it 3 times now, so that makes it mine.
There you go.
He said that life isn't fair. Life is not going to be fair. And that is something that we should be grateful for. Because if life was fair, I probably wouldn't have everything that I have right now. If life was fair, I would have gotten, a lot worse things would have happened to me because I might have deserved them with some of the stuff that I've done. And sometimes it's easy to forget that. Um, like you said, I'm doing all the right things. I'm checking all the boxes. Why am I not getting what I was promised? Um, and it's easy to fall into that hole of expectations. But that's what I love about this program is it grounds us. It reminds us that like we're not the center of the universe, and if we want to feel good, then we should probably go help someone else.
Hmm.
So thank you guys. I really, really needed a meeting. Been struggling a little bit, and that's something that's pretty hard for me to admit. Um, I like to pretend like I got it all together all the time, but yeah, between the holidays, having a family now, and having something to lose, it's been it's been tough. But yeah, thank you guys.
We love you,
You guys have a
Jesse.
good night.
I think the holidays naturally, I think, brings out a lot of different emotions in just um, in everybody, so good, bad, or indifferent. And so I think it's normal to be feeling all of the uncomfortable feelings. And this is why I love this meeting. Like for Jesse, we have missed you in our weekly Tuesday nights, but I'm glad that you shared tonight because it's really important for us to actually speak up when we're not feeling the best. Because for whatever reason, it does something within us when we actually vocalize what's really going on and get honest. Matt, I have to say it feels so weird that Chad's not here. This is my first time not having Chad, and the fact that no one's like interrupting me and I could continue on for as long as I want is a little bit bizarre. So, bear with me, you guys.
And the meetings kept on track, which is
Right?
crazy. But anyway, family, what's up? Matt, a grateful recovering addict. My dude, that was a good share, man. Thank you for giving us all your experience and 30 years. Congratulations, man. That's a strong feat, and I look forward to hitting my 30 years for sure. I don't know if I'll still be on the planet in 30 years. I'm getting kind of old, but we're going to shoot for it. But anyway, if I am, I know I'll be sober doing it. But man, listening to you talk about like keep postponing like your quitting date. Like, oh, I'll quit on this date. I'll quit on this date. I'll wait till the new year to quit. I can definitely relate to that, man, because I would always I would always push it off till tomorrow. I would always say, oh, at the start of December I'll quit. I'll just finish out this month or whatever it may be. And the next day never came. That quit date blew right by. And and it took me finding that my rock bottom had multiple basement levels to be able to finally quit. And I'm super grateful for that today, definitely. And also to touch on struggling around the holidays, man. I get it. I get it. My sister took her life on December 13th. My mother died 4 years ago yesterday. I get the holiday struggles and the missing people, and but we got to push through it, man. We have to if we want the people that are going to be proud of us, man. We got to keep pushing. We can't go backwards. We absolutely cannot go backwards. And something I heard actually saw today. It says sometimes life breaks you in ways you never saw coming, and not everything fits back in place the way it once did. But maybe it's not about fixing what was. Maybe it's about writing a completely different story with the chapters you have left. And that hits hard and makes a lot of sense. Uh, just keep pushing, man. Keep going forward. Your story isn't over. Make sure the rest of that book comes out with a happy ending, and keep pushing, man. Recovery works. This program works. Hopaholics are amazing. This family here is amazing. So glad that everybody's here. Please don't ever give up on yourself. Remember, this world is a better place with you in it. And love you guys.
We love you, Matt. Caitlin, my girl, you're up.
Hey, so I just wanted to check in because I've never shared in this meeting and I've been doing it since the NIM house.
Mm-hmm.
So I finally got a job. I am actually adulting now. Actually proud of myself. I thought I was just going to go to the NIM house for 30 days and then I was going to go back to North Carolina. But here I am, 4 months and 17 days.
Get it.
So, but I just wanted to check in too before I go to my home group meeting. Just got off work, like right when the meeting started. So, but I'm gonna continue to keep coming every Tuesday to this meeting because I love this meeting. So, but yeah, that's about it.
I love that. Good for you, Caitlin. Look at you. You're doing it. Kelly. Wait, we can't hear you. I think it's her Bluetooth.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm here at Texas Roadhouse, having a Dr. Pepper, eating a steak, eating some chili, and redeeming my veterans voucher. So figured I'd get on here and listen to the meeting because I needed one because I was extra crabby and grouchy and going through all the emotions to it today. I had to work at the comic book shop today, and it was really, really, really slow, and I wasn't feeling it at all. It just kind of dampened my whole mood. Didn't want to be there at all because I'm missing Christmas with my parents and stuff because they're going to be with my aunt for Christmas. And it's like 2.5 hours away, and I'm gonna be working Christmas Eve. But I'm like, that's all right. Sacrifices, making money. I get to spend Christmas Eve with them when they come back into town. So, but staying sober, trying to keep my head on the swivel, and just, putting God first. I'll be going to mass for the first time for Christmas. Haven't done that since I guess since I've been born. So, hopefully nothing crazy will happen at church. Hopefully the church will stay intact. But yeah, thank you guys for letting me share. Merry Christmas, and my birthday's on Sunday, y'all. So stay tuned for some birthday pics. Love y'all.
Oh, love that.
Bye.
Yes, Merry Christmas to everybody. It doesn't feel like Christmas is literally, right? Wendy. Wendy?
I'm here.
There you are.
Wendy Alcoholic. So grateful to be logging on. Matt, steak in a meeting. That sounds absolutely amazing. Thank you, Duke, for your share. I just found myself giggling, and I found myself nodding, and you were hitting all the things. And I always appreciate when someone comes on and talks about staying sober and then continues with, and life gets messy and it's not easy. And I don't know, I go to meetings so I can hear how people stay sober through the shit, right? That experience of no matter what, I don't have to drink if I don't want to, and I don't have to drink even if I do want to, right? Because there's tools. And so, yeah, I was thinking about the first time I saw a court card. It was at the bar top of a dive bar I used to drink in, and it was being passed down, and everyone was signing it. And I was like, oh, that's how you do it. It just totally made me giggle. And, I think about the things that, being that deserved. When I came into the rooms and I heard that if I got what I deserved, man, I would have lost my kids. I would have lost all my jobs. I would have lost, I lost the insanity, but I would have lost so much more. Should have had DUI, should have been in jail. But the truth is, if I also got what I thought I deserved, because I don't think I deserve sometimes a beautiful life and peace and healing. And so the program has helped me be in the moment and know that, I'm doing the best I can right now. And as long as I stay connected to God and my program, I have a really good chance having a good life, right? A good life of life with purpose and meaning. And that's what I want is, to be of service and helpful and just this purpose. And so, yeah, me and Michael are away from each other right now, and I don't sleep well, and I'm recovering from a medical procedure, and so I'm away from home, and you know, um, I need to stay connected. I need to stay connected because when I don't, my ugly comes back. My ugly comes back, right? And then the part that really made me giggle is get into a relationship if you want to know all your character defects. Oh my god. It's like sprinkling confetti on them and they blow up everywhere. It's like confetti bombs everywhere. Poof, poof, poof. But anyways, I just wanted to check in and tell you guys that I love you. This is my favorite night of the week. I'm really connected at home and in my program, but I look forward to seeing you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. Be blessed, be a blessing to others, and have a beautiful holiday.
Love you, Wendy. Kristen.
What's poppin'? How y'all doing? Missed all y'all. Man, dude, thanks for your share. I was like driving home from the grocery store because I'm not going there tomorrow night because not dealing with that crowd. For Christmas Eve. And I was like, man, this is like I am so blessed. Like in the group chat, if y'all are part of it, right? I like the last 2 days have been crazy. And I was like, don't feel sorry for yourself. Don't feel, you know what I mean? Like, you can sit in the feelings for a minute, but then like you got to move on, right? Because I love when you said you're like, just because getting sober doesn't mean, life doesn't happen. Life be life in, but it's okay. Cause like, a good buddy, an old troop of mine just passed away from an OD this morning. And so like life be life in, and like I had somebody really close to me pass away again last night from an OD. So I'm like, dang God, what is going on? Like what? Why? Like the why comes up. But then like turning my pain into purpose, like I was able to help somebody out, and I actually helped them get into like treatment, and they just got there this morning. So I was super thankful for that because they reached out, and I was like, man, like it's been like 5 years. I said, bitch, about time. Sorry. um, but like, I don't know. My therapist always be like, you're imperfectly perfect and turn pain into purpose. And so like I got to like do that, but also, diving into my faith even more, like while life is happening, like I've gotten even closer to like God, and I've been able to like worship even more, and I've been having to drive different places for like appointments, helping people out and stuff. And I've been able to like keep on some worship music. So it's been it's been great, and it's been great being able to actually work the steps and not be like, I'm fine, I can do this by myself, like it's just I'm thankful to be here tonight. I'm thankful to hear your share, and I'm just thankful for everybody on this call. Because it's really nice to see all your beautiful faces. So I hope y'all have a Merry Christmas, and I can't wait to see you guys, next week.
Awesome. We love you, Kristen. Kathy.
Hey, Kathy Alcoholic. What an incredible meeting. That share was fire. And everybody, I'm like identify with so much stuff. Sorry about the weird lighting. I'm in SoCal. My brother's down the street.
What?
Anyway, yes, I know. I've been busy all day long doing stuff for my 84-year-old mother that the people that live here don't do. So, I can't be everywhere at the same time.
You're handling business, Kathy. You're handling
Yeah,
business.
that's it. Because of this program, I can do that. And oh my gosh, I love this group so, so, so much. Everything is hitting right on, and man, I don't know when I started it. I think I started it in like grade school. I am a head nodder. I'm a head nodder, and that's been on my mind a lot lately because of a Zoom meeting I host and some bullshit that went down. And I'm like, oh, is my head nodding like considered crosstalk? What the fuck? I am being me, and I love feedback. And I feel that when someone's speaking, and if whatever, but it's me, I am who I am. And I can only regulate so much. But you guys can't see me, and I'm just like nodding my head to everything that's going down here tonight. And I'm grateful to be here. I'm only here for 2 days because when I go back, I've got to get packing. I'm not just an alcoholic, a recovering alcoholic. I'm also a world-class procrastinator. And anyway, I'm here and I love the vibe on this meeting, and it's a great place to heal. And I'm a little sad. I'm grateful that I love this program so much. It's someone that I've been trying to help. I mean, I thought might show up again tonight. I mean, and she had a beautiful opportunity placed in front of her. And Lord, I'm just trying not to judge because I don't know this person's life. They live far away, and I just keep doing my best to be available when she does reach out, because you just never know when one it may stick sometime, or it anyway, it keeps me sober, and it keeps me humble, and it keeps me grateful. And I'm sorry, it's my first Christmas without my dad. And I know he's in a better place. I just want to make him proud. And so that's why I'm like picking up dog shit that other people should have been picking up for my 84-year-old mother. And and just, it's not a lot, but I mean, I'm a worker bee. I'm just really grateful for this program, and I know that I would be dead if I hadn't set down that drink over 5,697 days and whatever ago. It's amazing. I showed that to my mom today, and she was like, whoa. Oh, sorry, I'm still blabbing. I could talk forever. That's how much I love you all. Merry Christmas, happy everything, and thanks for being here and participating in my recovery.
We love you, Kathy. Merry Christmas to everybody. It's like so cute because I just look down and I see my parents tuning in very attentively. I see you. I see you, Fred. You guys, I have to say, I have to talk about how odd it is for me that Chad's not here.
I know.
Normally I'm fighting for the mic. Now it's like I can talk.
Are your parents sober?
My parents are normies.
Oh, okay.
We just put them through the ringer.
Oh, okay.
So
who's we?
Me and my brothers.
Oh, are your brothers sober?
One of them. Yeah.
Okay. So your parents are just glad.
Oh yeah, they're through the moon. I mean, it's what a gift that they get to tune into a Recover Out Loud Zoom meeting as opposed to worrying about their youngest only girl.
I bet.
So it's definitely a different swing of the pendulum, which I'm grateful for. And I'm sure they are too. Huh? But yeah. I mean, that's the thing with the disease. It's like when we're out there, we think that it's only really affecting ourselves, but it really is affecting the ones that love you the most as well. That's what I loved about your share tonight too, is that we do have, the disease is progressive, so our sobriety has to also be, because I've experienced it myself and I've seen other people as well, because once we start doing things that are suggested, certain things, the promises start happening, and we become, we start adulting, like Caitlin said. Shout out to you, Caitlin, for doing it. But then all of a sudden, the one thing that gave us the gifts, I tend to want to put on the back burner.
Well, you start getting sober, and then next thing you know, after you've been sober for a while, you start having problems in areas of your life where before you didn't even have areas.
Right.
There weren't even areas there. And, you get a job, you get a family, you get, a romantic partner or whatever. And so there's a saying, don't let the life that AA gave you get in the way of your AA way of life. So
I love
it's
that.
because it's, you see it all the time. It's, this is another thing too, is that there's a saying that the relapse starts long before the first drink.
For sure.
And so it's you might have like an AA schedule, and then next thing you know, you miss one meeting, and you're like, oh wow, nothing happened. I even feel better. I have more time. And then it just goes slowly. It could be years, but later.
Right.
Next thing you know.
Slow build.
Yeah.
I
It
agree.
looks like people want to share now.
Oh, yes. Alice.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Well, it worked this time.
Yes.
My name is actually Betty. They call me Alice because I'm like Alice from the Brady Bunch. I have a bunch of dysfunctional friends, So, I am an alcoholic. I started drinking. I probably have been drinking since high school, and the fun drunk, and it was fun till it wasn't. But then I started drinking to cope with my son, and I guess that's why I kind of hopped on here, because you were talking about the parents and the family. My son is 34. He's struggled with addiction for probably 18 years. Recently, he just got out of prison. He went to prison for 3 OWIs. In Iowa, that's a felony. And then he had driving while barred and all the things. November 20, I picked him up, and yesterday he went back to jail. And it's hard. And I know I can hear the shame in his voice, and I know the shame too, because I'm an alcoholic and I carry that shame as well. You hate yourself the next day because of this and all these things, but I've been sober 13 months. I see his addiction in a different light. And I think because I've been so focused on getting myself healthy, I've been trying to just learn as much as I can. I've tuned into you guys for, I don't know, since the beginning. And just trying to wrap my mind around everything. Well, now he's, saying he wants treatment, which I knew probably about 10 days out. I was certain that he had relapsed. All the signs were there. He was withdrawn. He wouldn't answer his calls. He left the sober house within probably 7 to 10 days. And, he's gotten to where he can't stay with any of us. You can't believe anything he says. You can't trust him. And so now he's saying, okay, I'll go to treatment. And it's so hard because you want to believe that that's what he wants. And I think that right now he knows he's going back. And I heard that he's got 3 Class D felonies now from this last arrest. So he'll probably go back. I don't know what the right answer is. He wants me to call his attorney, and I told him no, I can't. So, but anyway, I wanted to share, just love on your family. And if there's anybody out there, that as a parent, you're not alone. And anyway, that's all I got. Thanks.
Thank you, Alice. That's hard. I mean, we'll definitely be praying for him and praying for you as well. Michael.
What's up, fam? How you doing, Nat?
Amazing.
Good. I know you don't have to fight for the microphone.
I know, it's like so weird. It's like it's actually like eerie because it's so quiet that I don't even know what to do with myself, and I'm like chatty natty, so it's even weirder for me. But I miss my partner in crime, that's for sure. But let's not tell him that.
For sure.
We'll keep it between us, okay, guys?
Got it. Oh man, thank you, Duke, for coming out to share. Duke's actually one of the first people that me and Wendy have hit up to share, who was like at least outside of the Covina area.
I know that's what I literally was like. Oh my goodness, you guys are local. I think you might be our first.
Yeah. So you definitely friend of a friend. I forgot specifically which friend is somebody Wendy knows. But yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Of sobriety, like that's incredible. That is something that's It's like, holy shit, like I've just hit 2, and I'm just like, you learn to kind of just go through the shit. Like, it still blows my mind. Like, somebody told me something about called like the terrible twos. It's like a rumor in recovery where you start feeling a lot of this shit. Or what I heard from one of the counselors is that your brain slowly starts to heal and you start feeling like certain emotions that you've been suppressing for so long with substance, and then the brain starts to heal and like you get to start feeling this shit again. But something you said about life continues to happen, like it just because you get sober. And literally that's what's happening. Like it always is, but I'm just like now I have the ability to be present for it. And it isn't always fucking nice. It isn't always fucking pretty. And it's these situations, especially when it comes to family, where you see someone suffering, and it may not be addiction or like drugs or alcohol, but you just kind of see patterns in people where you like you want to help, but you can't help, and it's fucking heartbreaking to because you learn what boundaries are. You learn that it's not selfish if you know where you're limited as far as like offering help. Like I'm not able to offer psychiatric help for people. I'm not able to offer different types of help for people. I used to feel like such a piece of shit for that. I'm like, oh fuck, like this is my family member. They're going through this, like some other shit, and there's literally nothing I could do unless they want to get help. And I learned that in the rooms, just like when you see somebody else suffering from the disease of addiction, you're like, fuck, like if you only did this shit or you just tried this shit, like you would see like the other side of it. And it's tough, especially when it's like blood family and it's like people you're really close to, or you just like whether it's mother, brother, sister, whatever. You're just like fuck. Like I wish they would get the help, because when you see people spiraling, it's terrifying and it's heartbreaking because you know where it goes, and it's yeah. I think for some reason I think I both mentioned like this holiday shit, man. Like we all have. I used to be fucked up throughout the holidays all the time. Like I was just not a sober holiday was not for me, but I'm realizing a lot of different people are experiencing different emotions during the holidays, whether it's loneliness or sadness or boredom or people passing. And I feel like it feels heavy. Like it doesn't feel like a Christmas kind of a season, at least for around me. Like it just feels heavy and shit. And I'm grateful to be sober out it throughout it though, regardless. I know taking a fucking drink or a line or whatever else is not gonna make anything any better or go away. And as a result of this program, I know that. So I'm grateful and I love y'all. And yeah, thank you for coming out to share the.
Thanks, Matthew.
Michael.
Michael, sorry.
Ems. And I just wanted to point out too, Alice, like you're doing all of this and you're staying sober yourself. So that's a huge something to be proud of as well, because what you're walking through, you know, is definitely heavy. And kind of going off of what Michael said, is it is the holidays, you know, and a lot of emotions are arising and stuff. So it's like making sure that you guys, if you're not in our little group chat, to make sure you put yourself in there, to reach out and make sure that you're talking to one another, hitting a program. Obviously now with the Zooms, there's 24-hour meetings going on all the time. So you can definitely hop into a Zoom or hit a meeting. They're constantly going, especially around the holidays as well. So don't sit in your brain, because obviously our thinking ain't right. Usually. Mine isn't. My first thought is wrong. Second one, probably wrong too.
They say it's a bad neighborhood. You shouldn't go there alone.
Yeah, exactly. This is usually the part where Chad lies to you guys, but I will tell you the truth tonight. I'm sure there's other meetings that possibly dance out, but not like us. So everyone can turn their cameras on. And then Miss Emily, she was quiet tonight. Emily, you were quiet tonight.
I know. Can you hear me? I was multitasking, so I was doing like 50 things back here.
Yeah. I love you guys. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and
hit it.
We love you. Yeah. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. We love you guys. Thank you, Duke.
Thank you.
Record.